society.
All right. We're waiting at Home Depot to finally bring the tile in. And everybody seems to be in good spirits, ready for that. It's a big job. We're gonna start working on the railings over here. Brandon's gonna start cutting some 40-inch pieces so we can embed them in the cement and drill some holes and epoxy them in. And then we'll weld on the railings later. Never done it before.
I'm working the hardest.
Well, he's the one sitting. How's that?
I'm a squirter.
So,
I'm a squirter.
we've decided we're going to hire a guy to come in here, which he hasn't called back yet. So we are going to go ahead and put railings around here so it doesn't go down. So we went over to the junkyard today and pulled up a bunch of tubing off of some agricultural equipment. He is cutting it up into 3 posts, and then we're going to weld the rail and bars in between. We're going to use old cow fence parts, just like the front gate, so it kind of matches up. Galvanized rods that have a bend in them, so give a little bit of character, and we already have them here. So essentially, all our steel is free. Try to get it. We had to rent a special tool to drill. It's called a quarter, and this drills holes in the cement. So on the corner post, we got, I think this is a piece of oil rigging before we commandeered it. It's a 4-inch piece of steel, 3.5. So we will put levels on it and epoxy the bottom in. So it'll be super strong and permanent right there. And then we're going to run rails between here and there, regulation height all the way around 36 inches, and that's it. So we're putting a 4-inch hole here and 2 3-inch holes. So, but we're a team together. You know, for the summer of 2023, the real construction goals at the beginning of the summer were to have the railings done, to have all the tile finished upstairs and downstairs, to finish the doorway going from the lower area up, and a lot of the finishing work in the called the atrium or the big room, and to get elk horns up and finish off a little bit on detail and lighting and those sorts of things, and then we were going to roll into the outside. So, working on the beautiful, magnificent deck that was going to be out there. So, those are really the goals, and during that time, a lot of other stuff pops up regularly. All right, we are ready to start the laying of the tile. As you can see, how pretty it is. Beautiful. And we got a new saw ready to go. And the crew is going to clean the cement today and start laying it down. As you can see, the great, beautiful colors here. They accent kind of the gray that we're keeping as the, comfortable gray here, agreeable gray, as we have all over the bunker because it fits. And then because of the nature of the wood and the kind of natural colors, we've added the kind of rust colors or the brown tones here. So, and as it turns out, looks awesome. So it's beautiful, beautiful. So very excited to get this down, see what it's going to look like, and to get this centerpiece, this floor, finished and out of the way. So it's kind of the centerpiece of the job site, and it's also a storage spot for tools and all that kind of stuff. So once this floor is done, we'll cover it with rubber in the high traffic areas, and then kind of use it as storage. We can really start moving forward. After that, we're going to go inside the dome and put down the floor we got delivered from Home Depot, and the upstairs flooring is going to be done.
Cutting tile today for Bryan and Dean. They're going to be laying it. It's going to be a good day.
I take the tile and I put it over here on this side, and I open these things up right here. So he's going to give him the measurements, and we will take the tile. It is porcelain, So pretty much bulletproof. And we'll take the measurements. He's got to cut them on this tile saw, and that's it. So we want to measure this, so we got a half a tile to begin with.
In true Montana fashion, the tiles arrive larger than expected. The boys have to cut them with a saw. Not being skilled in this, and the fact that it's going to take too long, Dean takes issue with this approach.
Well, here's the bottom line, is that saw is not made for that. I know the design looks good, but that saw ain't for it. We ain't tile people. We're not tile people. And I don't want to spend the extra 2 days cutting or whatever it is.
Just cut it in 10 seconds. It's 1 square for every 2 tiles. We can't lay it as fast as you can cut it. I don't know why you...
Everything inside of me is saying, don't do it. It's stupid. Just lay the tile.
Because you're too easy to quit. You're too easy to quit. Let's just keep going. It's fine.
Nobody quits less than I do, motherfucker.
Well, then you're doing that design. It's going to take a little longer, but it's going to look that much better. Maybe you just do the overlap tile. You got the same script to cut it. Everybody look at it like, oh, look.
Problem is we got a saw.
It works.
We got a table that doesn't have a big enough saw. So the brace doesn't come off here. So now we're cutting
the brace is for
my sweet tile in half by eye. Because I just got enough tile to fit it. So if this starts breaking, we don't have enough tile to finish the job.
Tension between Dean and Bryan was bananas half the time. To kind of put things in perspective, they're both sort of control freaks in their own ways, but with Bryan being in the position where he's kind of lost everything and he is almost like a kid again, and Dean is almost like his father, Bryan hated that. And he hated being bossed around. So I think there was always like these 2 dogs barking at each other for authority, and obviously Dean's gonna come on top because he's the alpha in this situation. So there's a lot of conflict there. Not to mention Bryan was kind of just not wanting to change his ways in a way. He was kind of very much stuck to his old habits, and it was being shown the whole trip, and obviously Dean could not stand that.
You can't start the first one off though. Not that way.
Listen, buddy. Please.
All I want to do is push that motherfucker back.
No. This is in line with that whole wall. You want cuts in this corner, not that whole wall.
That motherfucker sticks out too far that way. It's the first one. You see how that's not even right there? Is it okay if I prop that motherfucker up back here?
We can take that out. We can take that out so it can dry underneath.
They want to do it their way, but it ain't working. They're putting down too much. He says it's got to be tall to lever it. I think they put to level it, but I think they're putting too much cement down, grout down, or the floor leveler, and so they're sinking. So I think they started with too much and made it too watery. Anyway, just got done chiseling that out. It's kind of a show. So I'm not sure that the knowledge about tiles is there. Pretty evident. I can't take my hands off it that much. But we're trying. And I'm trying to let them do a job that they'll be proud of at the end. So it's a fine line. Things don't have to be perfect here, but I want them done generally right, and I don't see that happening right now. I'm gonna have to dig back into the tile world here in a minute without throwing any mortar on their face or tackling them. Love don't always look like a hug though. Bastards.
I still hate being wrong, admitting it feels like cutting into my own steel, but leaving it hidden only corrodes the whole frame.
It was our first bunker meeting here last night, and it was great. Brandon ran his first meeting, so to speak, did great, and he opened up, and he talked about this is serious for him. You know, he wants to get better for himself. He doesn't want to go back because he knows there's either death or an institution waiting. That's it. It was a real joy for me to see that, and mood is good. We're getting ready to lay the second day of tile laying in the main room upstairs, and you'll catch some of that today. And that's it. When that room is done, things are going to progress pretty quickly, and the whole tone and look for the project will change.
mixing the mix
Mixing the mix.
for the tile. It's what we're laying the tile down on. So
Guys, if you don't see it, he's got more mix on his pants and on everywhere than he does in the bucket. He's doing such a wonderful job.
I am.
So we're doing tiling right now. Getting the tiling on this upper floor done. Been tasked with that responsibility. These guys have been f***ing amazing working as a team. And it's crazy taking a couple different guys from different areas with big egos and putting them together and having us really f***ing hit it together as a team. Man, we've been growing our friendships. I believe that you get to know a lot about people when you put your ego aside. Anyways, so back to the tile. This is what we gotta wake up to every day. It's probably about 65 degrees and beautiful as all hell. We will open the windows and doors. So we got Brandon out here doing the precision cutting. We got our man right here mixing all the mud, making the world go round, and prepping tiles and all that stuff. I'm finagling a design that I came up with, and hopefully it works. And yeah, we're gonna hit it hard today. We're gonna get a good chunk of it done. So probably by tomorrow, the tiling on the floor will be done. And then we could grout it and have an easy day on Friday.
A lot of up and down, tedious, and doing it when we first get out here, so it's a little harder. But we're coming into home stretch now. Most of the tough stuff is done. The floor's all level. It'll look great when we're finished. But so another beautiful day in here in Montana, getting our legs underneath us. I'm going to try to fix these epoxy issues here with the railings, and we'll keep on laying tile.
we pretty much ran out of the leveler mix, and we tried using what kind of mix in it? Mortar mix to make it thicker, but it pretty much made it too thick to where it doesn't stick to the tile or the floor. So we're having to get rid of this and just wait for Dean to get back. So we're kind of like in a hole right now. So
Production is at a hole.
production is at a hole.
So how has it been the last few days trying to mix this thin set for the tiles?
It's been a pain in the I had a talk with Dean last night, and he told me that feeling that you get when you first wake up and you're like, why the hell am I doing this? Like, why the hell am I here? And you push through that, that's discipline, you know? And when you fight through that kind of like pain in your head and stuff, and just you pretty much grow from that. And I don't know, I think what's keeping me going is the fact that I want to grow and I want to change in some way, and I've realized that I'm always caught up in my own problems and always so worried about what's happening with me and me and me and me. And ego, and also it's just this victimized mindset I have. And I think what I've learned so far is that there are ways to get out of that, and there are ways to kind of not always be a victim. But we were at this meeting last night, an AA meeting, and there's this guy to my left. I don't remember his name. Like the bigger guy, worked out and stuff. I don't know what his name is. But he was talking about how he called his sponsor, and his sponsor was like, dude, this whole week you didn't talk about yourself. You're talking about other people and like asking about other people's problems and stuff. And he was like, yeah, you're right. Pretty much like, I don't know. That's something that really like stood out to me, and how he also said how sometimes he gets so caught up in his own head and stuff that it all feels so real, and all these like negative thoughts and stuff. But once he finally realized like these are just thoughts, and these aren't really real. Like these, not wanting to get up, not wanting to do this and that, maybe wanting to go drink and like that's all just in his head. And once he kind of got outside of his head and separated those two things, he was okay. And like, I don't know, I want to learn how to do that.
Montana society!